Hey guys, Psychic here, and welcome back to another episode of Cave Factory with me. Hello, and last time we were working on some crafters, and actually getting the rest of the ingredients was not difficult whatsoever. So we are going to go ahead and quickly finish that quest line up. So, well, that was in our storage quest line, and we made a crafter, we made an iron crafter, and then we're doing gold, diamond, and netherite. And the only thing that we were working on that we needed were these neural processors, which actually were a lot simpler, and I had all the materials. So all it is you make a raw neural processor, and to do that, it's just some nether quartz, raw improved processors, raw advanced processors, a crafting table, processor binding, and some obsidian. And I needed 6 of those because it's 2 per type of crafter, and then you're good to go. So we have an iron one in there now. I'm going to go ahead and make a gold one. And then we're going to make a diamond one. And then we'll make our netherite. Oops, I don't have blocks. Hang on. I don't have enough netherite. I don't have enough netherite. I thought I had plenty. Hang on. There we go. I forgot that you have to make it scraps first. Or make it out of scraps first. Oops, nope. I want this. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. Netherite crafter. Bam. And that'll complete that little tiny line of questions. That'll actually give us some processors and explosive powder, which is concerning, and a primitive resonator. None of which I know what primitive resonator is from blood magic, so that might be helpful. Oh, and explosive powders from blood magic. I'm gonna put that away because I'm scared of it, but we have it now. And then I'm also gonna go ahead and take this pattern out of this crafter and just replace it with the netherite one, because you see how much more space there is in here? So we can do that, because I also do want to start doing, there is this quest which it says never craft manually again. It says for the challenge, whenever you need to craft something, make a pattern for it. Automate every crafting recipe you need to use. So I'm going to try my hardest from now on to remember to do that. I can't promise everything, but we are going to try. So I just need to remember to go into here and then do the exact crafting. And you just make the pattern. It doesn't necessarily mean that we ever have to use it again, but just to make the pattern. And I'm actually going to start with a challenge quest, because I've actually had this one ready to go for a while now, and I've just continuously forget about it every time. But it's the quantum compressor. I believe I have everything I needed for this, because all it was black iron ingots, black iron slates, elite catalysts, which we've done before, I believe. It's just diamond, black iron slates, and luminescence. And then the black iron frame, which... That's a good question. Did I do that? No, but I have the stuff for it, I think. Possibly. Maybe. Let's see. It was just some black iron slates. It was 1, 2, 8, 9 of those. Did I? So I have 9 of those. 16 glass. Because that's 4, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 14 plus 24. 4. Oops. Nope. Okay. So we gotta craft that real quick. I didn't realize I had to do that. And I believe I will need my wrench from Create. Wrench, because... I think that's what I need at least. What's the thingies that are used in Create? Let me see. Mechanical crafters. Ideally just... I'm gonna do this real quick. Because I need to figure out... It's not the wrench. What is the thing that I can use... Start can be forced using a redstone pulse. Okay. I can do that. Because I know there's a way to fill it in, but I don't want to if I don't need to. So let's grab a button. Why do I have a button? I don't know, to be honest. Okay. And let's run over to our crafting area. Our map. Our area is getting kind of big. I'm not used to that. I'm trying to figure out where all my buildings are. Alright. And I will line this up to the best of my ability, because it is only a 7x7. That's fine. It is only a 7x7, so I believe it's on the outside. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Eh, 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 eh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. And then it was like glass like this. It's a pretty simple recipe, looking at least. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and did I run out? Oh, I just put that. Okay, and now I gotta see if this is hooked up, because that's a very good question. It looks like it is, just not sped up, which I don't remember if I could speed this up. Nope. Everything's breaking. Like that. And -8, where'd it go? Where'd it... Hello? Where'd the code go? Where'd it go? Of course it disappeared. I'm going to steal you. Thank you. Okay, that won't break. Alright, now we just gotta force it. I was just making sure everything was hooked up or not, because I didn't want to not have it hooked up. Okay. Boop. Will it work? That's the question. What's not working? Oh. Oh, okay. It's just acting like it has stuff in the other items, even though there's not. Okay. We are not going to sit here and watch this. Let's see. So we got to do that, and that'll complete our challenge quest. And from there, that's how I think we get into singularities. And I will deal about that later. Because, actually, in reality, what I want to work on is a little bit more of the basic automation chapter. I think that we can do these two quests. Not today, but we can do them in general. But I do think the easier one to start out with would maybe be the chocolate quest. The nether stars for days might not be hard, because actually it says automate wither killing. It doesn't mean I have to automate the building of the withers, which is what I thought originally. So I think the auto killing is just having it... Well, I can have it auto place, maybe, the wither items, like the soul sand and the skulls, but getting the skulls and stuff, like, by hand, I think would be acceptable. Hello? Hang on a second. Pausing! And our item is made. Whether I liked it or not, I was gonna pause. So, let's make the... We have gotten the black iron frames, and now it's just a matter of crafting these bad boys together. And I believe... I'm gonna take a guess here. I believe it's like... this. Yay, quantum compressor. And that completes that quest. And that is in our challenges. That doesn't give us anything, but that's okay. And that's helpful for future challenges and the ultimate singularity, because the only way to make a singularity is using a quantum compressor. And we're actually going to need a lot more than just the one. But the one for now is perfectly fine. So I'm just going to put that there, and I'm going to put this wrench away. So yeah. So I've decided, going back to the basic automation, that for the Nether Star one, that getting the skulls and soul sand and stuff, I'm just gonna have that being left by hand. Because I actually have not a clue how I would automate that unless I were to make, like, a really big vanilla, wither skeleton farm. Which, like, if y'all want me to do that, I can try. I'm not sure how well that'll work in the type of world that I'm in. But I can certainly try. I've never done one before. But that's the only way I can think of getting wither skeleton skulls, like, in any sort of correct format. Because the only other way is doing it by crafting it with a skeleton skull, which I'd have to sever them anyway, so that's kind of difficult. And then the withered ribs, I have to kill wither skeletons anyway. I'm not sure. So I think this quest is just automating the killing, like it says. So I can do something like that with maybe some spikes. The only thing is that has me hesitating right now is I think you can do obsidian. I know they can break obsidian, but it's hard. But the only witherproof blocks in this pack is from environmental core. And it's a tier 3 type of gem. It's chironite. And I've done environmental stuff before. Environmental. It's actually, like the litherite and stuff. I've done this in Rustic Waters, I believe was the pack. And it's fairly easy in theory, it just takes a long time. And since we have infinite energy now, this is not a problem when it comes to energy. It's just a matter of setting it up. And I also don't really know if this works. I don't see why it would be in the pack if it doesn't. But it's a little confusing because, like, to get the litherite crystals, you can craft them, but for future crystals and stuff, it doesn't say that it comes from anything. So it's just like, does it still drop it, or does this work? What was the point of this in the pack, though? If it doesn't, I don't know. But I can make one of these, and maybe that'll help a lot more with the singularities, rather than using the create stuff that we have going on now, because we do have a lot of items, but I believe a singularity takes... How much does a singularity take? Singularity takes... Let's say we wanted to do an iron one. It's 5,000 items, which, you know what? We have 20,000. But that also means we can only do it 4 times. So, and I think we're gonna need a lot of these. Infinite storage part, infinite fluid part. Actually, we might not. We only need 2. Interesting. Why did I think we needed more? Well, actually, that might be possible without doing all of that. So, never mind that. But it would be nice to do this for material if need be, if it works. But I would also mainly just be using it to get to the wither immune stuff. But like I said, I could possibly just use obsidian, because that's really easy for me to get using the end. And then some spikes and stuff. I just don't really know how I would do that without it dying. But I can also do the thing, like, you know how I shoved it in the ceiling in the nether? That... I can do it that way too. Just put it in a room, just have a bunch of things. I don't know. But that one will probably be easy. But I do, for what's remaining of this episode, want to focus on the chocolate quest a little bit. Because it's not really automating chocolate, though I'm going to do that anyway. Because it wants me to make a chocolate river or a chocolate lake. Whichever one is preferable. My problem is this chocolate kind of looks like sewage. So I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to make a river or a lake without it looking like said sewage, unless I purposely make it look like that. But I've been trying to think. Like, I can make, like, a secret, like, gross... I don't know. I can dig in there, maybe make a little gross pond or something that's supposed to be a swamp. It's the only thing I can think of. Also, why are my crops dying? I just noticed that. What happened? This looks like I had, like, an animal jumping up and down in here. I might have. It's the slimes! Okay, the slimes are slowly killing my crops. That's fine. I'm not really using them. Okay. Anyway, back to the chocolate. I do think this will be fairly easy to automate, because all that you need for it is you do need to create, and we're going to have to go ahead and get ourselves a blaze burner, but that's not going to be hard for us. And then all it is milk, cocoa beans, and sugar. Sugar is pretty easy to automate. I believe we already have one of the cloches making sugarcane, so it's just a matter of making that forcefully into sugar, which is easy because it just is a mechanical crafter. Just one, just does it. That's super cool. So that's the sugar put aside. The second thing that we need is cocoa beans. Now, cocoa beans I don't believe you can make in the cloche. But I do think I can do... I have discovered something. So, I have these things that I haven't touched. I made them because I was thinking of using them for something else. But, it's called a mechanical placer from Mini Utilities. And I have discovered that... Also, I know I haven't had cocoa beans recently, and I just made them. It's just, pumpkin seeds and an alchemy catalyst, and Botania makes cocoa beans. Super easy. But anyway... So this is mechanical placer. It's always on, or you can turn it to do something or whatever. But time per operation, 20 ticks. So every second it'll try to place something. And what I try to do is I place this. I put a jungle log here, because I'm like, oh yeah, it'll place it on the jungle log. No, it places it on itself, but it works. Because the thing is it will grow. At least if I use bone meal. I have yet to test to see if it'll just grow on its own. But if I put bone meal on it, it grows. And then you can break it, and it'll just place another one. So what I'm thinking is that I can utilize that to place cocoa beans and then kind of have a semi-automated system. So I would just basically have a dispenser with a bunch of bone meal, kind of more like a vanilla way of doing this, but instead of me manually placing the cocoa beans, it's the mechanical placer. And then you would have the dispensers dispensing bone meal onto the thing, onto the cocoa beans, and then I think the best way to break them is to have a water block above them, maybe? Question mark. It depends on how fast that'll work. Because if it's not that, then I can do like a piston that's timed or something like that, I think. So I think that'll work to get the cocoa beans semi-automated at least. You would have to fill it with bone meal and turn it on and off, but it's automation, right? Kinda ish enough. And then the last thing we need would be milk. And milk's actually pretty easy because even in the JEI, it doesn't exactly say how to get milk. We were given a small milking machine from Engineer's Decor, and it's pretty easy. It's just a metal bar, which is just iron, and then a fluid barrel, all of that stuff, and a observer, milk bucket, so on and so forth. But we were given one, and it just takes. It occasionally milks cows, does not feed animals. It does have an internal tank in it, and you can pull milk from it, from what I'm understanding. Supports fluid output to tanks or pipes below, only if milk exists as a fluid. Care that it's not too crowded in the cow pen, only happy animals stroll by voluntarily, which is fine. So we do have a way to get milk, and we would just use the fluid pipes from pipes and see how we can get that into the create system, because I think from there it's just a matter of getting it into this thing, and I'm not sure how to do that yet, but I feel like if I pump it in there directly it should work, but if I have to use the create fluid stuff, I can do that too. So I think this is all doable. We already have a mixer. We would just have to repurpose it into what we need from here, but let's go ahead and make a blaze burner, because that really is our first step. Blaze burner. So a blaze burner is really easy, it's just some iron bars and iron plates, so let's do that. And then, now if you go into the blaze burner, it's like mysterious conversion. You're like, how the heck? You just gotta right-click a blaze with it. And we, luckily, have a blaze spawner right here. And actually, I think it said that you can actually just right-click the blaze spawner. Yep. I got it. And just run. So now we have that, and I believe with the blaze burner, you just have to feed it fuel, like coal? Hang on. Let's hit W on this bad boy. All right, blaze burners can provide heat to items processed in a basin. Okay. Yep, it's right-clicking with wood. So for this, the blaze has to be fed with flammable items. Like for me, I'll probably use coal because I'd imagine that it would last longer. And then there's a way to make it even hotter, but we're not going to need that for this thing, and we can automate the feeding process using deployers, so I'm wondering if we can automate coal into it, but I wonder if just an item pipe would work. I'm really not sure. That would be cool, though. Let me see if I can grab a barrel, an item pipe, a wrench from pipes, and then, like, some coal. Where's my coal? Coal. Because if it works this way, that'd be cool. Because I don't think I have to have any rotational power for this. This is simply just, Ooh, that does not connect to it. So that's... Oops. That won't work. How about... That doesn't work. I could... Do I have... Would a dispenser work? I doubt it would, but I can try it. Let's see. Or maybe just a hopper. Will a hopper feed into it? Hoop. Hop. Nope. Is there a way to right-click? Because the mechanical placer kind of does a right-clicking motion. But not really. It right-clicks, but it places. Oops. Put that back. I don't think this will work the way I want it to, but I'm trying it anyway. I need a button. Blank. Button. Nope. Okay. Well, Stop that. I'm too powerful. I will figure that out at a different time because I believe we are at the end of this episode. So I hope you guys enjoyed. If you have any tips, tricks, or anything like that, what? If you have any tips, tricks, or anything like that, please put it down in the comments below. There we go. I lost track of my thought while I was talking. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, like, in between episodes. I'm just gonna gather the stuff that I think that I need for the chocolate quest, possibly, and figure out an area for it. I do believe it's a little touchy with this one because I want to put it where food's gonna go, which is gonna be up there eventually, but it's also gonna be mostly create, and I think we have more than enough area in here to do this. Because honestly, I could probably take down some of this stuff, but I also don't want to. But here's our mixer and dispenser, or basin I was talking about. So I'll take that real quick. I'll figure out something, because I also can't hook anything more to this cogwheel because it explodes every time. So yeah, I gotta make a new one. But I'll leave it off there. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye!